And we are live on the KKSH Digital Broadcasting Facebook page with Selector Shig, your host, and our guest, Pepe.
We gotta let this one ride for a minute, yo.
What it do? Let's get it.
Man,
That's a jam right there.
that was fire, ain't it? Oh man. Easy, easy. Thank you guys for tuning in to KKSH, where we broadcast the locals and make them global, and the globals and make them local. I got my king and my queen in the building with me. Neffy, what's happening, my king? L, my
What's happening,
queen.
man?
Salute to y'all. Thank you guys for joining this broadcast today. You always do, but hey, red carpet for y'all today. Thank you.
Thank you
Welcome.
for being on.
Bless, man. This COVID time. Hold on, we're gonna get to our sponsors in a minute, but shoot, this is kind of rare that we got time to where I can actually talk to the people
Please.
who are
Yes.
behind the scenes and does all the stuff for KKSH. I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook post today, but today, last year, a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, we announced that we were relaunching this.
Mm-hmm.
That was today.
Mm-hmm.
Look, look right now. Look at what a year is. What we've done, and that is because of the team that you guys are seeing right here on the KKSH Facebook page, and you're gonna be hearing on the radio. That is Neffy, my king, L, my queen. Thank you guys so much for building this. I mean, taking this company by the this radio station by the horns and making it what it is. Talk
We've
to
got a
me.
lot of plans. We got a lot of plans, you
Definitely.
know. Yeah, there's going to be more. There are going to be more interviews of how you say this, industry executives, but not just in the United States. We are going to go beyond and get the industry people from other countries to come in and talk COVID era, you know, see how they're doing. Um, and producers and artists from other countries. We're going to call it the Foreign Exchange, the KKSH World Foreign Exchange. Yeah,
Ooh.
so I'm excited
Next
about
level.
that. Yeah, I mean, really excited about that. Yeah, we've got Japan first up. Producer, he is with the Groove Factory. So we're going to be talking to him, what the scene is like in Japan, what the music is like in Japan, how the industry is surviving during this COVID era, and how him as a musician as well, because he's a musician as well. He's a working musician, how COVID is affecting him as well in Japan.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. The KKSH World Foreign Exchange will start January
Ooh.
2020.
Starting the year off.
And, and we're going to have live shows,
Live show.
Live,
right?
live,
Live
live.
shows, like
Yeah.
live
Talk,
shows.
talk, talk.
Tell them. Tell them.
I'm
Just
so
go
excited.
through and let them know.
Easy.
No, our DJs are going to be able to go live. They're going to be able to play live. So we're excited about that. We've got, I forgot what the name, bringing back the Unity in Community show
Mm.
with Chelsea Ray. C.
Yes.
Ray, yes. She will be talking about mental health, youth, and everything that surrounds that whole mental health issues and with dealing with it, starting, with the holidays and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that because there's so much that is going on, and there is so much that people are going through. So, and then next week we'll be having a grief counselor come on and talk about the different levels of grief and how to deal with it, how to cope with it. So I'm looking forward to that too. It's kind of like one of the things that I've always wanted to bring to the station, is mental health issues, and other community-based community program outreach programs that I would like to bring here to the radio to just get the word out there, because I've noticed, and I used to do public radio back home, and I've noticed that there are community outreach programs, but not a lot of people know about them. So I made it a point to bring all the nonprofit organizations that had outreach programs, and just so that, and talk about it, just so that people could know that there are programs out there that could help them.
Needed.
Yeah, I'm
Needed.
excited about
Oh my
that.
God.
DJs from Asia that will be going live on and have their own shows. We're gonna have live DJs on the shows. Um, I think we have 4, so I'll get it all. I'll get it
Shout out
all
to Tech
ready.
One, my man out there in Singapore.
Yes, out in Singapore. He's definitely
Isn't
one.
that
Tech.
amazing?
Yes.
All this stuff that's all these shows and all these
Hmm.
shows that we've had previously and the
Hmm.
shows that we have scheduled, and it's just amazing. Thank you so much. The growth of KKSH, and this is what I want to ask Nora stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I
sir.
want to ask that. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, the future. Where do you see the future of not only KKSH, not only this? Where do you see the future of Earth? I want to get your perception of that.
That's a two-part question. I'll start with the future of KKSH. And the future of KKSH is becoming a multimedia giant. Don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much, but live streaming world, look out. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I've been.
Something is coming that is going to shake the music business to the core. This company is going to redefine the way music is presented to you. Some things are in the works. Some major things are in the works right now. And once it comes, just don't say you didn't hear about it first.
That is KKSH Live
Live
Wire.
wire.
Yes, but that's what it is now. So we will come back and we will talk about it as soon as we are ready to launch. As soon as KKSH is ready to
As
launch.
soon as it's ready to do that.
Yes.
Telling you, dream big, wake up bigger. I mean, it's like put it into the universe. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Fire Nation Flames from the 144,000 chosen few. She's in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
And as
Queen
far as the second half of the question, where
Senior
do I see
Jenkins?
what's the future of Earth?
Bless you, Queen. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, yes. And one thing that I've never stepped into this year, and I've been broadcasting 10 years. One thing I've never stepped into was the mental health, the mental behaviors, and that is interesting. That is something I've learned every episode or every time we talk about those. I've always learned. I've always learned something more about myself or some characteristics about either mine or somebody else's. So that was thank you. Thank you for speaking.
That was fun. That was a fun impromptu show, I would really love to get artists and other executives together on a panel and have that discussion to see, because I'm sure on the inside, I'm not sure if they recognize or are aware of the symptoms, you know what I mean, of mental health issues. I'm not sure on the inside, but us from the outside looking in, we know that artists are going through it because we are more personal with them,
Yes.
basically, because we like to know them as a person, their individuality, what they do, aside from music, what they do, what else they do, you know what I mean? So we know them a little bit more personal than I'm guessing that the executives would from the inside, because we see some of us are going through it, so we're able to recognize the symptoms, but we will definitely have an expert to come in and talk about those symptoms.
Interesting that you brought that up. I mean, besides KKSH,
Mhm.
besides you guys with KKSH, you guys own or are entities of many, many different venues, both of you collectively and individually. I mean, you're executive already, but you're also artist.
Artists.
So you can
Mhm.
kind of know both sides of this. How
We
do you
live,
juggle
Yeah,
that though?
we
literally.
live
Especially
to
being
do artist
a
life.
radio executive. How do you juggle that?
Yeah. Gosh. One day at a time. One day at a time. I don't know if I'll be able to go back on stage again, but that was definitely one of the best seasons of my life. If I am meant to go back on the mic or into the studio or onto the stage again, should the opportunity arise, I will definitely grab it by the horns. But
Mm.
first I gotta fix me first because
Facts.
I'm still a little broken physically. I've got to work on my health and my strength and get up the strength for my legs and all that. So hopefully, I mean, if it's in the books for me, I'm the first opportunity that comes for me to get back on stage or back on the mic, I'm definitely gonna take it. I miss it. It was definitely one of the best seasons of my life, and I'm sure I have a few more seasons left in me.
Yes, you do.
Facts.
And
Yes, you do. Um,
I've done that as well. I've done owning a record label, owning a radio station, and being the artist. It's a lot of responsibility involved in that. First of all, the responsibilities of the record label and being accountable to all of those artists that are under you and all of the people that are looking to you for guidance, and you're trying to guide your own career. That's one thing. And then the content that you're bringing to the public as the owner of a radio station, the music that you're putting on the air, the energy that you're putting out there in the universe.
Social responsibility.
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. But we can say the same thing with you too, Shay. So you
You as well. Yeah.
are an artist, but you're also an owner of a radio station. You know what I mean? So how did you deal with it, or was it just like me, one day at a time?
I don't consider myself an artist anymore. What I am is a radio
Hmm.
personality, and that right there, I'm taking that by the horns. I do still perform my art, but
Hmm.
I never have to juggle that. All I have to do is juggle the questions I got to ask the brilliant people. That's my juggling.
Hmm.
So I mean, mine's is easy, but I mean, I know that's got to be kind of difficult to know which one do you wear and which moment do you wear. Do you ever get confused? Do you ever put on like your executive hat when you should be the
You
artist
have
and
to.
vice versa?
You have
And
to.
it's hard for me because my manager hat is perpetually on. It
And
is always on.
for me, it's like my artist mind never stops, even if I'm not the one that's writing. If I'm listening to something for another artist, like we talk all the time about the young lady Imani, and I tell her that I get chomping at the bit with ideas and stuff, and say, hey, I think we should do this, or I think we should do that, because when you hear something that excites you, and you want to try to jump in there and say, hey, let's put our creative energies together and see what's the best direction to go with this. That one hat is one that never actually comes off. I think we let it rest for a while, but that side of us never really dies.
That's 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 crazy.
Mhm.
Because it's like, as an artist, especially when you're dealing with a talent like Imani. I mean, Imani.
Mhm.
We'll get into Imani's bio and all that stuff a little bit later on.
Yeah.
But that's a super talent, and you
Yes,
have to
it is.
make an executive decision as an artist
Mm.
with your hat still on. But you
Mhm.
this got to be executive here. So I mean, that's for the expertise. That's the reason why you get to sit with that hat on like that. It's because I mean, you know exactly when that executive
Moves
person
need to be made. Yeah.
gets
It's
together.
constantly
That's
on.
I'm over here being a radio personality because I don't know how to do that.
It's
Easy
hard.
salute.
It's really hard. It's really
Hey, I
hard.
want to say this about you though. Your music. You can still find your some of your previous releases on Tidal and Spotify and stuff, right?
Yes, I only have one. I was only able to do one. Yeah. But
And that's
like I said, if it's in the books for me to return to the mic, I will grab the first opportunity. But um I'm not sure where I'm at vocally, 'cause it has been a while since um I was going through speech therapy. So
Mhm.
yeah. I
mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't know, but I have to tell you that I think I'm where I'm supposed to be, only because then I can use the experience that I've been through and what I've lived and what I've learned through all those years being an artist and on stage. I use that to help my artist,
Mm.
So it's a different
That's that
playground
executive.
here. It's
That's
still a
executive
different
thing
playground
here.
here in the United States because it's huge and there's just so much more. There's so
Mm.
many ways to get your music out there versus
Mhm.
back home and being on the live scene. It's really different from out here. Um,
So the live scene is more prominent than radio. What is more prominent? What is the best way back home, at your home, for music to be heard? Is it
live,
live radio? The
Live
live
live.
on
scene,
fans.
the live scene. Yes,
Wow.
live music. Yeah.
I almost wish that was like that here.
Oh my gosh,
It would be nice.
Oh yeah.
you could
It'd
go
be more regional, more
anywhere
cultural, and everything.
with, oh my gosh, it's the live scene
I
back
was just a
home is
kid.
amazing.
And as for
Internet
me,
radio, us internet radio DJs, we just ruining everything.
No, we're just
See what
making
you're
it better.
doing?
We're making it
Shig.
better. We're making it
Easy. Go
better.
ahead.
yeah, I was saying, so I spent the better part of the last 2 years or so studying contract law and was able to acquire the rights to the masters of albums that I recorded under a recording contract. So now I've got those back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was there a way you had to do anything legally as far as like through like seeing a judge, or was it like just paperwork? You
I've
knowing what
looked
to
in
put
on a
in your
little legalese. There's something called a holding company that you can legally form that protects your ownership rights and your shares and your interests. You're basically taking of your material and transferring it
I
into
want to
the
cut you off right
holding
there.
purposes.
I got to cut you
If
off right there.
any legal issues should arrive against you,
I got to cut you off right there, bro. All that stuff's for sale.
okay,
Hey, I know there is too many artists out there that got their music that
they need to.
trapped up. My man just said he got a solution for you. The knowledge what'd you say? 2 years you was studying law? that ain't for free. So if
2
you guys want to
years.
get your tied up,
I got
hit
you.
me up, Jeffy.
You have
I
to
mean,
call
but
the
hit me up for some
KKSH
jewels
legal
with it, and
department.
that's too much. Easy. So I'll make sure that you guys can link up with my man. And it's not only just music, any type of stuff like that. To where you do it without
Yeah.
copyrights and stuff like that. It's all the same language. So if you know somebody, hit me up, hit him up. Quite sure my man can do something for you, but you got to pay for it. Easy. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Oh
man,
no, no,
you be Charlie going
you
Charlie
are good
Tuna,
because I've
you
been
know.
talking and just oh.
Superficial, kid. We can't give him that. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
But no, like, well, just to summarize it though, there are things you can do to get your music back, and I don't know, I feel inspired to write again. I've been listening to stuff, listening to new beats. Like back in the day, my writing technique used to be listening to weekly mix shows, and down in Atlanta, we had this show called Rhythm and Vibes that played hip hop. The mainstream radio only played the popular artists that was out, but underground hip hop was played on the Rhythm and Vibes show. Um, and you up on that?
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I would listen to that every week and just take the pen and pad out and just write. Actually, had no beats of my own, but just sitting there scribbling down notes of what I would have said to this song, and that's actually how I formed my writing process. And then once I actually started to link with some producers of my own, it was easier for me to go into the studio and transition into a full-time recording
interesting.
artist.
Interesting.
Mhm.
As an okay, your executive hat. Hey, I want you to answer this question too. Your executive
Mhm.
hat. Let's take your executive hat and put it over there for a minute. This is just you, the artist. This is the MC,
Yeah.
the spitter. Um, if something changed in the hip hop, and you can change back, what would you change back as an artist, as a
Free music.
fan and an artist, not an executive?
First thing I change is free music. No free. I'd rather give you free advice than free music.
Mm, that's all right. And
But if it was,
and the reason would be
but if it wasn't for music, we wouldn't have a radio station.
No, no, I understand that process, but what I'm
kinda
saying is, so you know how they say when you flood the market with something, you create a D value for it.
hard to feed a fat man.
Where
Yes.
we've gotten in the music industry today is that there's so much stuff out there that's for free that it's sort of cheapened or lowered the value of what we actually need to be looking for, and you can't sift through it because there's so much out there, and it's become undecipherable. It's lost meaning. It's lost value. And to be quite honest, let's just get real here. It's made A&Rs lazy. It's made them to the point where they don't want to work for the artist. They want the artist to do all the work for themselves.
Facts. Talk.
They don't want
Talk.
to develop anybody.
There is
They
no
want you
artist
to come
development
in and
anymore. That's
sell
gone.
money out of your pocket to pay them for a service you're going to perform for yourself, and they're still going to own the rights to your masters. So what did you pay them for?
Talk to him. I see artists run for their sell their whole soul, run their whole life to get signed to a contract that is going to control them like that for their whole life.
Jigs, let me tell you, man. A couple of
That
years
is
ago,
the
right?
goal.
And
Go
they
ahead.
probably would have, if I'd have succeeded in what I wanted to do a couple of years ago, they probably would have tried to drum me out of the music business. Um, I was looking at how much these streaming companies actually pay an artist. It's already bad enough that it's pennies on a dollar in the music industry in terms of what an artist earns in royalties,
I got that.
but it's pennies on a penny from streaming services.
Yes. Yes.
So like it's even less. So what I was trying to do probably about 4 or 5 years ago was invent a service that that would it was called Lockstream. where basically your streams would have been locked in a privatized file and only distributed to your direct fan base with permission from them. And say, for instance, that person is a tier level fan of yours and they pay you $3 to unlock any streams, any multimedia.
We have to go to a commercial again. Hold on, we got to cut him off. Hold on, man, these jewels, bro. Oh, if y'all want the rest of that idea about holler at my man.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm telling you, this guy right here is like a brilliant.
I got 1,000
Yes,
of them.
I see.
Let's stop telling them.
I see. That'd be awesome. That sounds awesome. That would be awesome. It's needed. We need that, bro. We need that. We can do that ourselves. We'll talk about that, bro. We'll talk about that. Hey, I gotta play some music real quick. I'm gonna play a couple little Christmas songs. I'm gonna get back with the creators of this new and improved KKSH world. That is my king, Nephi Norris, and my queen L in the building. Hey, I want to see if you recognize this song. I want to see if you recognize this. Hold on.
What is that right here?
I can't hear anything.
Can't hear it either.
Can you hear it?
It's playing because it's coming.
Which you should release.
Let them enjoy this. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
With the Hammond B3 organ. Check it out. Leave it alone.
Woo. That made me want to talk about new music.
I've never ever heard Christmas sound so sexy in my life.
Exactly, don't it?
This is definitely a Gourmanian Christmas. No snow. This is exotic type Christmas right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is fire. Is that a band? Is that a band? Yeah. This is fire. Thank you, baby.
I told us he needs to release that.
I feel like I'm on Love Boat.
Right, right. Hey, Shiggs, next year I'm doing a Thanksgiving rap, man. You heard me?
Okay.
It's gonna be called "Who Made the Mac and Cheese."
I'm with that. I got 16.
Exactly.
She put that on Spotify. She put that up.
That's
fine.
Put that out for the holidays.
That up, yeah. They're gonna dig that one.
You really should.
My queen has some pipes, huh? Woo!
Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we will be together.
Man, that's just a classy record. It is.
I was a jazz singer.
You know.
It's smooth. Telling you, sexy Christmas, Guamanian Christmases.
Mm-hmm.
They got surfboards and stuff for their Christmases. Beautiful.
90 degrees on Christmas Day.
Ain't none of that chiming, ching, ching, ching. It ain't no snowfalls. Ain't none of that. Beautiful. Yes, yes, show. Merry little Christmas, man. That is Romanian style. We keeping that nice and warm and hot. That is so ill. Have a merry little Christmas. I got as yet. Then we're gonna get right back to the interview. KKSH. Easy.
You're 16 years old, jazzy.
You want to talk about that? Oh, we can talk about some industry stories. I'm open for that.
Hell, you
Not
should
just that, plenty of stories.
Spotify, that's fine.
I gotta get the cover sheet. I gotta pay for it. I'm doing a cover.
Oh, okay.
The Harry something.
Harry Fox agency.
Yeah, I gotta pay for the cover.
What's the feature?
$45 or something like that. It's already been paid for.
Talent, boy.
CD.
That's pretty good. An album called Crown, or that tells the details the stories. And that's probably already been known.
We got sponsors.
All right.
That's our sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
You should change your name to Heifer.
Officially DJ Heifer. You put her on the screen. DJ
Yeah.
My daughter's wife is goofy. We got my dog players. The music.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. All right. Yo, Legacy. My fault, my queen. We gotta get back to this interview. I got you, Legacy. KKSH in the building. I got the executives of KKSH, and that is L in the building, and my king nephew Norris in the building. And we're talking all kind of. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit. All kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've been picking their brains, kind of going into their history a little bit, and how they be figuring this and that out. But you know what? They kind of tap me on the shoulder and say, "Shit, you know, the sponsors, right? You got to give a shout out to our sponsors." Hold on. Let me see. Oops. Okay. No glasses.
Middle Finger Nation.
Yes. Ink.
Ink.
Key Look Cigars.
Custom Control.
Fila Vibe, Fine Wines, Colossal Life, Custom Controllers, Bukalini, UNG Radio, my brother station, Outlaw Radio, my brother station, BMO down there in Florida. Yes, and my man, DJ Tech in Singapore. What is up? Did we get them all through? If I forgot something, I got you, all right? Easy, easy. Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. See, where do we leave off at?
Hefe.
We were talking about industry stuff and
And
where we want to see the industry go and what we want to do.
He could tell you some industry stuff.
I bet you sure can.
I got stories.
Without saying certain names, what is some of the what is the most surprising thing that you've seen an artist do to a fan?
The most surprising thing I've seen an artist do to a fan is
without giving out the artist's name.
Fight them.
They fought the
Like
fan.
punch, hit them. Hey, it's because like I've worked on all different sides of the music industry, also including bodyguard work, which is where I did a lot of networking with artists. A lot of people don't know that working as a security personnel in a security detail, you learn a lot about these artists. So I've been in some situations where an artist went into the crowd, somebody said the wrong thing, approached them the wrong way, and the artist hit him.
Okay, now, did that artist like get like in any type of? Did they kick his ass? Did people on the crowd like kick his ass, or the artist kick his ass?
It always involves situations. Legal repercussions happen as a result of it, but the bigger concern is what's going to happen when they get out of that club and how to get them out of the club safely and back to their hotel.
So, I mean, you've worked through hip hop, jazz, R&B, and all that. Okay, hip hop. I'm guessing hip hop is probably the most dangerous genre to be in, as far as when you're dealing with fans and how fans react to things.
Actually, believe it or not, Latin music is.
Latin music is.
That might surprise you, but Latin music, man. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you an interesting story about an artist who's no longer with us named Tito Fuentes. Many people might know who that is. If you're familiar with Latin culture, you know who Tito Fuentes is. So one night, I'm at Variety Playhouse in Atlanta, Georgia, and I can talk about this because they can't fire me now. So we're at a live show. To the left of Tito, who, if y'all don't know, do your research. If there was a Latin version of Marvin Gaye, it's Tito Fuentes.
I've heard of that guy. I've heard of that guy.
Absolutely. I mean, this guy, let me tell you, man, like I said, like a Latin version of Marvin Gaye. So there was a situation where there were a group of people right by the front of the stage. Directly by the front of the stage, Tito was singing to the ladies and everything, doing his song. And a guy approached the woman the wrong way, kind of, handled the situation, touched her inappropriately. And rather than involving the security, the lady who had a beer bottle in her hand promptly turned around, swung the beer bottle, and stuck it in the dude's eye, like right in the eye. And Tito Fuentes kept singing.
That's regular deal.
Hey, what can I tell you, man? They do not play at Latin music videos. Latin music events, period. They do not play.
To me, it's surprising because a lot of the music is a lot upbeat to where it's a lot of dancing and socializing.
You would think, but yeah, where there's
Right, you
Well,
wouldn't
there's
believe
keto and tequila. There's
it. Facts. Oh man. Hold on. Let me see. As music. I'm actually used as an executive now.
Mhm.
What would what makes or the last? Okay, I put it like this: the last artist that made you stop and go and pick up whatever they had, material they had, or whatever email they sent you, whatever. What made you stop and look at that last artist that you looked at?
The last personal artist that I worked with, or just the last
Yeah,
artist I heard that grabbed my ear?
yeah, the last artist that you heard to grab your ear, and then we can get into the one that actually grabbed your attention to go that far.
Okay, that artist would be a brother out of Tennessee by the name of Don Tripp. If people don't know who Don Tripp is, this man is illegally underrated. This is absolutely, positively one of the sharpest pens in the music industry. And I can't even begin to tell you where he should be
Mm-hmm.
in the industry. I've heard the catalog from A to Z with this guy, and he should be 100 times bigger. My assumption is that I know he's a family man, a big
Mm.
time family man that doesn't want to leave Tennessee and go out,
Mm-hmm.
outside that circle because he don't want to leave his family nucleus. But this guy, he could be so much bigger.
Mm.
He could be. I'm telling you, man. You can look up stuff on YouTube right now, and the wordplay would just amaze you.
And see, I know you got that golden pen. So, what's that dude's name again? You said Don Tripp.
Don Tripp. Look up.
Don
It's
Tripp.
like Don't Trip, but just Don. Dontrip. Don Tripp out of Tennessee.
We're gonna write that down. Okay. Same question for artists that you know personally or
Um,
work with personally.
what made me take notice was a couple of things, and that's actually, believe it or not, an artist that you guys are getting ready to interview this upcoming weekend. Her name is Mocha Hennessy. I've
Mm.
uh, I've worked with Mocha for about 3 years, and first of all, it was the quality of the production work. Then, secondly, for a young lady, and she's not a kid. I know L jokes she looks 13, but she's not. um, for a young lady, she has a humble personality. She's willing to listen, she's willing to take direction, and she's a go-getter. And that made me take notice of her and
Mm.
want to, to be that mentor to her, which I am. I'm not a manager, but I am a mentor to her. And I offer her the benefit of any experience I can give her in towards of guiding her along in the music industry.
Dope. Big fan of her. First of all, I gotta get with her because she only sent me one track. Boo.
Okay.
Track was fire.
Yes,
It
sir.
was so fire. I let my man from Ayobam Entertainment. I
Hear it.
had him come over and listen to it. Say, hey man, listen to this. Check this out. What do you think about this queen here?
Yeah, she's definitely dope, man. I would
Dope.
want to see her go places in the industry. It feels like watching one of my own kids leave the nest and fly. That's what it feels like to me.
And okay, so she's grown because she does
She's an
look.
adult. She's not 13.
Hold on,
Despite the picture, she
no,
is
she
not a
looks a little
13
young,
year
yeah,
old.
but she looks young. Look like she's about 19, 18, 19 years old.
No, no,
So
she's an adult. She's a young lady. She's a young
okay,
woman. She's not a
easy,
baby.
easy.
Yeah.
She's definitely dope. We're gonna be picking her brain, I believe,
Mhm.
Sunday. You know, we get to pick her brain. I didn't know that it was connected like that. I can see
Yes,
that
sir.
now. Her pen game is dope, and
Yeah.
yeah,
And
she
that's
got
all
me.
her. That's her creativity, but she listens.
So I mean, so how did you? Where'd you find her at? How'd you find her?
Mentoring. Just
You just
I was
heard her like
looking
in
for
some
artists to
music
mentor
in
and
a
keep us
site somewhere.
connected. No, just in general. I was on social media, on Facebook, around the time I was actively promoting my own material, and she asked me some questions one day, and I was more than willing to, to answer the questions. And since then, we kind of just had a rapport of communicating back and forth. She would send me stuff to let me know how she was doing, how the progress was coming. I said, yeah, this is fire. That's not. Do this, do that. And she would always take the advice.
It's amazing because I mean, because she's dope. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way I can see is gonna be making it. I
Hmm.
mean, somebody's gonna pick that. She's dope. Just the energy, how you guys were two different,
Yeah,
going different directions, and magnetically that you guys knew
exactly.
who he was. And that's what I want. I want to get. I want the artists and all the artists out there and all the people out there listening, managers, anything. I want them to know that hey, there is an energy, and there are people like you who can feel it, and people like you that are attracted to that. So I don't know
Hmm.
if you knew that lady was going to be dope when you first met her, but somehow you did. You know.
Yeah, I kind of think, and I was listening to the interview live with Legacy the other night, and I've kind of drawn the conclusion that where we are now in hip hop, that the ladies officially run the game. There used to be a time when you would see a six-man crew and there'd be one female MC. So the actual, real deal MC Lights, the Queen Latifahs, they were great, but they were few and far between.
Between
But
facts.
now we're at a point in time where you can do top 100 female artists.
Mm,
This is a
mm.
this is a different era in hip hop, and the last 5 6 years, I'll say, has been dominated by female artists,
Top 100 female.
female MCs.
This might be coming up with
They're out
stuff.
there. I'm telling you, man,
I like
it's
that.
so many now. It's
Now you
almost like
can't.
that's become the
Easily.
top commodity in the music business right now. Female rappers.
Yeah, especially like I would say, yeah, the last 5 to 10 years,
Hmm.
they have definitely, in that span alone, have
Hmm.
doubled, quadrupled with as far as
And as
material.
far as where the business is gonna go, with that trend, if that continues, what you're gonna see is a real female boss. What you've never really seen in the label is a boss lady coming out and putting other on with a female run, female operated record label. That's coming.
That's the next. That's what we're gonna see next, huh?
I think that's where it's gonna go.
It's already they already have
They are the label.
oh, I forgot the name.
But yeah, I mean that's what I foresee. Like take a look at some people right now that may be even in the twilight of their career, but they're probably in a prime position to bring somebody out underneath them. Like imagine if Little Kim came and brought a protege and brought them out and did for them what Biggie did for Junior Mafia. It would solidify her position in the game. Strong cosign or another Foxy Brown, same
Right,
thing.
right, right,
Like people could benefit from the experiences they have had in the music industry, and they could bring that next generation out. Now that their music isn't doing what it used to do, this is the thing that they need to focus their energy towards, that next generation, and bringing them out.
Mm. Y'all catch that? Y'all catch it, my king? We dropping these jewelries on you guys, man. Well, Future. You mentioned Future.
Hmm.
Uh, Hip hop music, just music in general, streams. What do you think is gonna be after this?
What comes out the streams? Um, well, entertainment in general is going to change. First off, the movie industries are going to change from megaplexes and cinemas to direct in home. And I
Right.
think the future of music streaming is going to go direct to audience. What you're going to have is an exodus from record labels. You're gonna have artists leave record labels and take the fan base with them and broadcast their music directly to the fans that they acquired while they were under contract. It's already starting to happen where artists are separating themselves and creating just partnership companies where there are label services being performed, but it's not the same as a record deal. So they actually retain control of the master recordings and they just hire these people out to do those services.
Mm.
So that's where it's going, man. It's going back to bricks and mortar.
That's not a bad idea. You guys get prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get scared of it. Prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Best way to do it is knowledge, or get somebody or pay for somebody that can do it smarter than you.
Hey, my man Michael Raheem in Atlanta is already starting the process, man. This cat is bringing out a USB that's made in the shape of a cassette tape. Looks like the old cassette tape, but when you flip it out, instead of the tape that's in there, it's a USB that plugs into your computer. And he took his entire catalog and put it on the USB, so you could just plug it in your flash drive, and it's already pre-mixed.
Huh. Techno.
Hey, that's where the game is going, man. New technology.
I mean, it is, but this is one thing I like about music. You still got to be able to work with them 440. I mean, you still got to be able to play them chords, and you still got to be able to.
Oh, vinyl's never going anywhere. Never ever will it go out of style as long as I'm a crate digger. Like I used to spend my allowance money going to Salvation stores, buying records and listening to them and digging through the crates.
Crate digger, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, man.
Man. That was, he's like,
the memories. That whole Ohio Players album cover. That's stuck for a second.
Easy. Oh man. What I see as far as the future, I think it's gonna be more like what we're trying to do right here at KKSH. I think it's gonna be more of especially musically, it's going to be more performance. It's going to get back more performance, but it's going to be a more individualized performance, more pay-per-view, more live wire, live show type things. I think that is definitely going to be big in the future. I believe artists are going to go to, instead of depending on record labels, like you said, I believe they're going to hire entities such as radio stations, media companies,
to do their work for them.
Performers where they can do their live shows on. I believe that's exactly what it's going to happen in the future. I know that's going to happen in the future, and I think we're KKSH. We're jumping the gun at it. I'm proud of that. Easy. If you guys want your songs right here on KKSH, send it to kkshworld@gmail.com and we will play your. Right? You know what we do need? We need some blues. You know what?
Oh, perfect segue.
Blues. So all my blues people out there, especially that down south southern blues, I need some of that.
I got something coming to you, Shiggs.
Oh yeah. By the way, y'all gonna make the KKSH playlist, your own KKSH playlist. KKSH Norris.
I handle those parts, bro.
Put it on Spotify.
Okay.
But it's funny you should mention the blues, man, because I got like 4 legendary blues artists lined up for KKSH coming.
We could come. I want a whole show.
I got you. I'm already on it, man. You guys have 2 interviews upcoming. One with one of the biggest talent agents in the Southeast for 35 years. His name is Johnny Lee Sanders. And another guy that broke the careers of Gladys Knight, Betty Wright, several others, including Gerald Levert. This man's name is Charles Gear, longtime A&R at Atlantic Records. He's gonna be coming on. And like I said, several Southern Soul blues legends will be appearing. Um, it's a litany of them, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were so excited. I want to say it. Can you
Sure.
say it? Yeah, we just got off the phone last night with Claudette
Claudette
King.
King.
That is the daughter of the legendary BB King. So she will be on KKSH. Yes, we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get to interview her.
So hold up. All my blues people, I know y'all out there. Y'all have been sending me stuff. Y'all been saying shit. Hey,
Mhm.
check
Go
this out.
ahead.
Send it to KKSH World at
Hey,
Gmail.
Sid, I got an exclusive. Like, them blues fans, y'all remember a song that goes, "I can do bad by myself. I don't need no help to starve to death." That's Mr. Jesse James, who is actually going to be on the show.
Oh, what?
Mhm.
I can do bad by my. Yes, I can.
Um, Yep. If you ever been to the cookout, you done heard some Jesse James.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Oh, no, man. What'd you say, baby? All right. I got to get back to some music. So hold on, let me hear my man Pale Soul, Cash Gordon, Misunderstood, and we're gonna get back with the co-owners of this wonderful network that is KKSH. That is L and Norris, right here on KKSH. But here is Pale Soul. Check them out.
I just thought about something.
Right.
Yo! All right, y'all.
I shortened it to, you did it.
That's why I told you to change
Yeah.
your name.
Do it in I know how to do it now.
You gotta go and come
Go
back in.
out and come back in and smash it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it took me out of together.
No, just go take the link back in.
It, go back to Messenger. Because the link closed on me.
Hmm. Hold on. Let me grab it. Let me grab it again. You got it?
Yeah, let me go out and come back down.
You got it?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Jefé.
Got 2 more minutes.
I'm not DJ. Just say Jefé.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I need to mute my mic.
No.
Headphones. What song is that?
You got it.
Why got this in my mind? Yeah.
Like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pale Soul. It's called Bring Me Home. Right here on the world famous KKSH. Oh man, I got the co-founders, co-owners, program directors of this wonderful station right here, KKSH. I got something I want to say to them while I got these guys here.
Mm-hmm.
A blessing, a rarity. Get you guys open like this. So let me say this. I put a post on Facebook a couple days ago, and I want to get your guys' input on this because um, I put a post, and the post was look at my baby. The post was being depressed and having a bad day or having a bad time or they're two different
Feeling
things.
sorry for yourself.
Yes. Or feeling sorry for yourself. Um, and I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to separate my distinction from the two, and I want to see your guys' input because I mean I know feeling sorry for yourself um, is usually something that associates with something that you want instead of something that you need or something that you don't have in your or something or you recognize somebody else does and you want to acquire. But depression is more to me. I don't know. I've never had depression. I've had a
Are
lot of
you
occasions of
sure?
feeling sorry for myself though, but
But are
I've
you
never had
sure?
depression because depression is to me is to where it's clinically involved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, but have you gone to get a consultation of some kind? Have you seen somebody?
No,
You haven't? So how do you know?
I don't. That's the thing about it. I don't.
Mhm.
But I do
So,
know I was feeling sorry for myself, which put me down a
um,
road that can lead me to where I
mhm,
can self medicate. And that's where the clinical stuff comes in to where I
mhm,
can possibly be depressed. But that is just me. But I like
mhm.
again, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a difference because there are symptoms, but we
I don't
need
know
an
if
expert.
clinical is the right word. I don't know if I said the
We
right
need,
word
we
there.
need, we need a professional. I prefer to have a professional to around to talk about it so that they can help you recognize the symptoms and be aware, of the symptoms in yourself and within others. Because it could be, I could go on a how what did the lady tell me? She goes, she said, or she asked if I had gone shopping and just splurged. That could be a sign of depression. Just doing something extreme also will be because you're going through it and trying to, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. Get your mind off of things so you do something to the extreme,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Coping mechanisms.
something like that. But we really need to get a professional around us
I
so that
can
we can have
understand
that
that.
discussion.
Well, I've been both in the course of my life, and the way that I used to deal with it depended on what was going on. Like I had a motto. I said to myself, if you're depressed, suppress. What that means is whatever it is inside you that's bringing your energy level down, even if that's outside you, and by that I mean an external source, suppress it, push it out of your life, remove it. It's a cancerous growth. Cut it out and move on. And the other motto is If you're feeling sorry for yourself, apologize to yourself and move on. Whatever it is you lost, whatever it is you should have done that you didn't do, apologize to yourself. Stop beating yourself up about it and move on with life. You can't do nothing about the past. 10 minutes from now is going to be the past in 20 minutes. You can't do anything about what happened in the past, but you're in control of the future.
Facts.
So it's about not wallowing in it, not letting it fester. It's healthy to talk about it. It's healthy to communicate. It's healthy to get it off your chest. Rage, do whatever you need to do, but you need to release. And not enough people have a cathartic release. Not enough people do, and that's why people end up exploding.
Facts.
At the same time, what did they say? See, I know these things because I'm going through it. The key is management,
Mm-hmm.
and management could very well be, of course, speaking to a professional or medication. I'm on serotonin
Mm-hmm.
because of my depression. It got so bad last year. If you guys want to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
it got so bad last year because of the drastic change in lifestyle because of my medical condition. If nobody knew, in January 2019, I suffered a stroke, or I survived a stroke. Let me put it that way. And I was in one of the best seasons of my life in entertainment, doing it for a living for 13 years, and then all of a sudden, it stopped suddenly. All of a sudden, um, I was not able to sing anymore. My mobility was limited on the left side of my body. What else happened? Oh, I started to stutter. I started after the stroke. And so I've gone through extensive therapy, still go through therapy, went through speech therapy to stop the stutter. It helped, by the way. I haven't stuttered since last year,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right. Right.
And uh, just to get used to not working affected me, not doing what I loved to do really tore me up inside. I was a workaholic. I worked day and night,
Mm-hmm.
I did nothing but work. And I didn't know how to slow down. So it happened to me. And then trying to adjust to the lifestyle change that I had to make put me in a depression. And I didn't know what to do with myself. Like I couldn't lift my left hand at all. Now I can, you know. I wasn't able to hold a fist. I still can't hold a fist tight. This is as far as it goes. I can't I can't make it tight like this. Not yet. I'm still working on it.
But you're getting there.
A
But I'm
long
getting
way.
there.
I remember that.
You know what I
Wow.
mean? I
Yes.
wasn't I wasn't even able to go like this on my left hand. It was like this. I could not, it was hard. It was hard until I was determined that I wasn't going to stay this way. And so
Mm-hmm.
just going through the challenges and going through the changes that my body was going through and my emotions, my mentals was going through, I fell into a depression. I didn't want to live anymore. Honestly, I did not want to live anymore. It had been It hadn't even been a year yet, and I didn't want to live anymore. I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. Like I wanted to end. Um, I had a doctor's appointment and I went, and it's so strange. It's so strange how just I have to talk about it. God works in mysterious ways. I had a doctor's appointment uh, like on a Friday. And when I went to my doctor's appointment, you know how sometimes they give you a questionnaire to fill out? I filled out the questionnaire, and all the questions had to do with mental health. And so I answered all the questions truthfully. And, you know, if you need help, you have to tell the truth, right? And so I told the truth. I answered truthfully those questions. And when I finally went in to see my doctor, she asked me because she was, you know, she was worried about me. And she asked me how I was going to do it. And I told her, I said, well, today was my doctor's appointment. And, you know, I had been having trouble sleeping, is another sign of depression. I've been having trouble sleeping. So I was going to ask her for some sleeping pills to help me sleep at night. That's how I was going to do it.
Mm.
But because I answered the questionnaire truthfully, she called the authorities and called the program here in San Diego.
Mhm.
Um, and she called the authorities on me and had me locked up in a psych ward for 5 days
Saved your life.
because I wanted to kill myself.
Can I ask you
And
this?
mhm,
There was a point to where um um you wanted to, before you answered any of those questions, there was a choice you could have made in answering those
yeah,
questions.
mhm.
What gave you the courage to finally do that? That's where you weren't feeling sorry for yourself anymore.
No, I don't even know what it was. All I knew was I couldn't be where I was anymore. And I was willing to do whatever it takes to get out of it. And if I needed the help, but if I really wanted the help, because I knew I needed help, because I didn't want to stay there mentally in that dark place, I had to be honest. I had to be honest with myself. I had to be honest with my doctor. You know, I had to tell somebody because, well, and at that time I didn't have anybody to speak to. You know, I couldn't speak to anybody. I didn't have anybody around. That's why I'm saying it was such a
That's
drastic.
fucking scary though.
It
Excuse my
is.
language.
It is scary. I didn't have anybody that I could speak to. So I had to be honest with myself. And I didn't want to be where I was at. So I had to get myself out of it. And in order for me to do that, I had to tell somebody. And who better than my primary care provider? But I was having problems sleeping at night. And I needed sleep. I was stressed out. You know, you see me at that time. I was stressing out because I couldn't sleep at night. And I needed help to get, you know, to get some sleep. And so I figured if I could get my doctor to give me some sleeping pills and I wanted to end my life, I could just take the sleeping pills and just never wake up. Easy. But it was the easy way out. You know what I mean? Like, and after everything that I have been through, I'm still here. Like,
See,
it can't be for nothing.
ironically, that's what people that feel sorry for themselves usually do. They just take the shortcut way.
Hmm.
It
But
took incredible. and You have to understand, otherwise you wouldn't, might not be here. It took incredible fortitude for you to like to be true. And
to be
I
honest with
want to know what
yourself.
formula you use. What made you get the confidence to do that?
So
How do I?
I want to know what formula that you use that gave you the confidence to do that. That was awesome.
Sorry about that.
There you
I
go.
don't know what happened. You wanted a you want the what?
I wanted to know the formula that you use to
To
gain
what?
confidence. I mean, this is a point to where you're looking at, you're not feeling very good about your health. You're already 4,000 miles away from 85 degrees.
Hmm.
Um, you can't do what you normally do, been doing ever since you were a little kid, and that's get up and open your mouth and just go, ah. So I know all this stuff was fucking with you.
I
And
wanted to know. I wanted to know what it was all for,
and those answers will come in time.
you know,
and they have.
that's courage.
You
That's
know,
love. That's
I
love.
really, I love life. I chose to live. I didn't want to anymore. I didn't. It's not that I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to be in the place where I was anymore.
Mm.
And the only way I figured I could get out of it is to just stop it. But how else would I know what it was for if I didn't go on?
Damn, and you just found out there's more than one way to stop it because you did stop it.
Mhm.
Because I wanted to know what it was all for. Why did all of this happen? Because I'm always asking questions. I always want to know why. I always want to know why. And one of these days, and I'm gonna find out why. I've always wanted to know why things happen. And I wanted to know why this happened to me. Why did this happen to me?
My
There
theory is it's
has
human
to be more.
evolution.
There has to be more to this than just what happened. That's why in the beginning I had to change that I suffered a stroke. No, I survived one.
Yes.
I have to change that. I got to change my thinking. I survived one.
Change thinking.
Change your thinking. Exactly. You have to change it. You have to change your thinking. Like you, remember that situation
Which are, yeah.
with your hand and how we used to and how we talked, how we used to talk, you know? You know what I mean? Just it's
Lord, no.
I had to know why all of this happened to me. I'm stubborn as hell. I want to know why. And it's all falling into place. My answers are falling into place because I chose to find out why everything happened to me.
You had the courage to make the choice.
Mhm. Most people don't because it really is. Well, for me, it really is. It's like a chemical imbalance. Like you have a chemical imbalance. You know what I mean? And so I needed the serotonin
May I just
to help me.
interject here? What you'll come to find if you live long enough to have your hairs be as gray as this is that no part of your life is a waste.
Mm,
Every part of the story has to do with the final chapter, the way it finishes.
mm,
Um, it's all just a build up. It's all just a build up. Every part of your life, your struggles are lessons.
mm,
Your pitfalls are blessings.
mm.
It's to teach you that no matter how many times you fall, what do? And Elle and I just had this discussion earlier.
Just
You keep
earlier,
getting up.
you keep getting up.
You keep getting up. You keep fighting
You keep
back.
fighting.
Life's gonna keep punching, but you got to keep getting up. The failure is not in falling. The failure is failing to get back up. From
Mm.
you got to keep rolling with the punches. And
Because
you,
there's going to be the answer. You will find the answer.
Exactly.
It will be revealed to you. The reasons why things happen will always be revealed to you. You just gotta pay attention.
What did I tell you all? I said there were two things I came in this world with: a blindfold and a cigarette, and two things I'll leave with: all the answers and no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. Oh man, I just heard. I mean, there were so many. I want the listeners to know that there is. You may point, and you might be absolutely right at what you point at, but there is 359 different degrees and angles that can point
To
to
look
the
at
same
something
thing that
from.
you're pointing at, and
Mm-hmm.
just these strategies. You guys just heard just multiple strategies that successful people that has been in a depressive state that have used that to make themselves successful. You just heard some of the strategies. I hope they
It's
can use.
challenging.
I hope they can use some
It's
of those.
challenging, but I do want to tell you that you are not alone.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody out there who is going through the same, may not be the same exact situation, but is going through the motions that you're going through. You know, reach out and talk to someone.
Forgive
You
yourself
know,
and have the
forgive. Oh
courage.
my God, forgive yourself. My God, that's the first and
Forgive yourself
foremost. You
and have the
have
courage.
to forgive yourself for putting yourself in that situation, for
And
feeling that way, for
Right,
thinking that
right.
way.
and another thing, brothers got to stop having toxic attitudes towards each other. We got to get away from this
Exactly.
toxicity. We got to learn how to embrace one another, how to build each other up instead of tearing each other down, and how to feed positivity into each other. You know, how to take that next young brother and take the benefits of your life lessons and impart that wisdom into him or that young sister and lift them up.
One things that Parrish mentioned was the lack of guidance in the hip hop
Mm-hmm.
community right
There's
now.
none, hadn't been for years.
Where they use when he was younger, he had that guidance,
Right.
and now he's trying to be that to
To the village
the
G.
younger generation. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah, in some of in some cultures like ours, right, it's considered taboo. You don't talk about that stuff because you just don't talk about that stuff. Especially mental health issues.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you don't talk about that stuff because it makes it people would think you're weak,
Exactly.
and they make fun of you. They don't
That's what I
because
was just
you
gonna mention. That is that
yeah,
You know how
people
it is,
don't know
man.
how to receive love,
exactly.
and we get mad because people, the love that we give out, they don't accept it the way we want them to accept it.
No,
So
because
we have to learn how to receive love again. It's like
well, the problem is
I love
because
now got to
we
be all
don't.
customized.
The problem is
Right,
because we don't know how to communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how to communicate with each other anymore.
facts.
That's the problem. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to talk to each other anymore. Why?
These never get you in trouble ever.
No.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-mm.
It's just breaking a cycle, man. It's breaking a long standing cycle of toxicity.
And then, I'm sorry, honey, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt
no.
you.
What I was
No,
gonna
but
say is, we got to change who we take our problems to. You know, in our community, you take your problems either to the preacher or the reader lady. You got to learn how to talk to each other. You know, there are people who have issues with each other and never actually have a conversation with each other until after the damage is done. 10, 15 years down the line, and you never told somebody what it was they did that offended you. So you never confronted the issue in the first place. And you've just been acting from this triggered place for all this time. And this rift has grown wider and wider and wider into generations.
Like the damage, the broken leading the broken.
Yeah, exactly.
The damage leading the damage to more damage.
That's what Bill Cosby meant by hurt people hurt
people.
My man said, change.
And then all the TV series, the music that is out there, if it's not pushing violence, if it's not pushing over sexualized content, if it's not pushing homosexuality, you know what I mean?
It's agenda based.
What we got to change somewhere. But if you look at all the television shows and the TV series that are out there and the music that is being pushed out there,
that's the reason why we're alive, Queen. That's the reason.
They don't accentuate the positive. They don't want to show you that.
That's the reason why we're alive.
You know, they
the whole world is screaming.
That was the whole purpose of like going back to Norman Lear and the production of the Jeffersons. The reason they wanted to show an affluent black family on television because the contrast you had was Sanford and Son and Good Times, where they were both struggling, trying to make it, and neither one could make it out of where they were. They were in Watts and in Cabrini Greens in Chicago.
Right.
And there was nothing to give you hope to aspire to on television. So the only role model you had during that day and age would have been Superfly. Or some other brother that you saw who had the money, you know, and all that stuff. So you aspired to be something that was negative, and you ended up creating a cycle of violence that never broke.
NWA for me.
Yeah, the same thing.
Straight Outta Compton came out.
Even before NWA, I mean, I'd have to do the research on it. Back to Schoolie D and Ice-T.
They started calling it soft, calling it sellouts.
I don't know which one came out first. Who came out first, Ice-T or NWA?
What's that?
Who came first, Ice-T or NWA?
Oh, Ice-T did. Way before NWA. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was the point for me when it changed.
That stuff like Ice-T was scientifically, he was spit the street stuff, but he was always scientific.
Also on the mental tip, yeah.
Not scientific with it. They was, you know, what did Easy say? I always tell my wife this line. What about that bitch you got shot? Fucker. You think I give a damn about a bitch? I ain't a sucker. Wow, bro. You know, that's when I learned that when I was 15 years old. The bad damn. So this is the guy I want to be like. You know, the guy the 6'4" with the switches and the gold and all that. All that is all mental proof. I mean, the NWA to me, they wiped out the public enemies, the poor righteous teachers, the redhead kingpins, all these people out there who were spitting these bars. They wiped them out. The record companies loved it because you can go give an ignorant person.
You got to look at the timing on that too.
Back from them a lot quicker than you could an educated person.
This is gangster rap emerged the same time as the crack era, so
of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they glamorized them. They glamorized, and before that, the dope man was a quiet guy that kept himself over there. Back when I was a kid, you know, he wasn't glamorized. Mm-hmm. He didn't show himself rolling down the street. You know, he was quiet over there. You know, he was the hustlers, quiet.
And we wonder why people are scared of colored people because they heard what they saw on the TV or in the music, what they heard in the music, or what somebody else told them from their own. It's because of what somebody else told them about us.
And one of the biggest creators and leaders generators of depression is the jealousy, which is because of the lack of money or monetary things, which is controlled by them,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this
Oh,
culture. The
when
music
you look at all the
is
homeless people that are walking around out there, the
wondering
ones that
why
have, oh my gosh, you take away a person's
you listen
money.
to you should listen to Public Enemy instead of NWA. Then you
Mm-hmm.
would, this is me, then you would probably find some strategies to where you can learn how to conquer things and get the equal signs instead of adding commas, pluses, and minuses, feeling sorry for yourself. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I'm all going all back, controlling that idea to that post I put out. And that is feeling sorry for yourself and depression. They are
Mm-hmm.
two different things.
It's
A
too
lot of
different. For
feeling
me, it
sorry
is.
for yourself can build up to a form of depression, but there are people, it's like the situation that you are in, to where you are
Mm-hmm.
actually depressed. You're not feeling sorry for yourself. You want to get the fuck out of there.
I wanted to
That
get out of where I was. Right.
right.
Exactly. Hold on one second.
Hold on, we can't hear him.
Oh, I can't hear you, but he can see you. Oh, he needs to get some sleep because we got to get up at
Oh,
4:30 in the
tell
morning.
him to give him one last comment, and then you can bounce out. Tell him to
Gotcha.
give his bounce out. Come on, Jeffy,
Go
one
ahead. I
more.
hear you.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead, bro. Because I know you gotta. I know, man. It's late. I know you got to get up. So give a shot. Any of your shout outs you want to give out, and shout out.
Yeah, just be on the lookout for new things that are coming from KKS. It's going to be an amazing 2021.
From here on out,
From
actually.
here on out,
From
yeah.
here on out. It's
Just
going to be really good.
that's all I'll say. Everybody
Hold on, he's
protect
so
the
humble.
energy.
When are you gonna put you got a radio show coming up on here, don't you? Ain't you got some
Wellness
radio
check.
coming up, man? He's so
Yeah,
humble.
I'm sorry, I hadn't even talked about it, but yeah, I'm going to be doing the wellness check. Um, and on that, in addition to to mental health topics, I'm gonna be talking about some experiences in the music industry. Um, just trying to change the narrative of the way and think outside the
Right,
box.
right. And you have a discussion with men, you know what I mean? And friends and all that stuff, and just about life,
Yeah,
you know? Careers and family and juggling everything. So wouldn't that be fun?
Awesome.
A
I mean,
place where you guys could go to and just talk
and
it out.
awesome.
when we're ready with the music, shit, we're gonna be dropping first new album in 4 years. Is coming out. Production work is already finished on it and everything. We just gotta post COVID get in the studio. It's gonna be an album called Life's a Beat and Then You Try.
Can we drop it here first? And I got to talk to you about that off air. I want to get on
I got you. I already got you.
that. Easy. Hold on. I want to kind of go through the overview real quick. We
Yeah.
talked a lot about depression, identifying to the best of our knowledge. Um,
Our experiences.
depression is in um, versus feeling
Feeling
sorry for
sorry
yourself,
for
and some of
yourself.
the strategies that you can incorporate. And they use some awesome examples of being able to defeat that and work on other things, feeling better about yourself, forgiving
Right.
yourself, and moving on. Also, this is one of the best quotes I've heard in a very long time. This is something that is. I want you guys. First of all, he said check
Yeah,
out my
that's
man
normal.
Don Tripp.
hmm
Yes, brother. We're gonna make sure we check out Don Tripp. He said he got bars. But he
Yeah.
said change who we take our problems to. That is fucking deep. Um, I don't. Please don't think be superficial when that's in thought.
Oh,
You might have to change, since you're taking your problems to yourself. You might have to change that. It says change who you take your problems to. Give somebody else a chance. They can give you a better perspective and understanding. And I thought that was deep. Thank you guys for this show. My man Charlie Prince. We're gonna have to holler, my brother, but we'll catch you some other time. We got Mocha NC. Yeah, we got Mocha
Yeah,
NC coming. And
coming up on Sunday.
Yes. This Sunday, that is, I believe, at 7 p.m. West Coast time, USA. Tune in to Zoom in right here on KKSH World. L my queen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody up on the radio, hold on. Everybody up on the KKSH page. See you man. There they go. Bless you guys. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Thank you. All right, El.
All right. Good night.